Hey, hey, Matcha Monday energy update for this week. Hello. So, last week was quite challenging emotionally. We had new moon last weekend, and it was very stressful. It was very piling up, and it felt almost like cathartic this weekend. So, letting things go and moving on. It was like it's now like a clear slate, and what I'm feeling or what I would like to talk about are emotions and how we, especially my generation, I'm 44, has not really learned to deal with emotions very well. So we as humans, we have emotions and they're here for a certain reason and they're part of life. And what we are invited to is like really to have them, to transform them, and to move on. And the thing is, where it gets unhealthy is when these emotions get stuck either in our body, either in our thoughts, or even in our body, because that's what creates diseases and things. And what I would like to emphasize is to like realize how much weight and how much energy you are giving to certain emotions. And when they appear, let them be there and sit with them for a moment, and then look at them and maybe even talk to them or see what happens with this emotion, and then allow yourself to move on. Once you have talked to it, once you have processed this emotion, allow yourself to move on. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. A lot of people get stuck in their sadness, in their anger, in their resentment, in their rejection, in their old trauma and old stories. And in our heads we almost rehearse these events, and that's how we get almost the habit of having these emotions, and that's where it gets unhealthy and where it gets more difficult to like move on and get out. And that's also where this big energy drain happens. So what I enable with my clients is like to break, it's not breaking, to process these emotions in a different way and to let them go for good. And this happens without years of therapy. I just had a thing about being impatient. I used to be very impatient. I'm quite patient now, but the thing is, it's okay to wanting to move out on and to be ready to let this thing go for good without having to run to a therapist every week for the rest of your life. So I want you to have and to live your life and to enjoy it without this baggage of emotion, without this guilt or shame or sadness or resentment or rejection. I want you to like have these emotions, but then move on and let them go for good. And I always get the picture of riding the waves. You know, life is not monotone. My life will never be the same line forever, and that's okay, because we have these ups and downs, and that's part of who we are and what life is. But I want you to be able to ride these waves with grace and to, without drowning and without letting all this water wash over you and without the feeling of not getting out. I want you to move on and live your life and enjoy it. So, and the tip for this week, or the advice, or the idea for this week is really, please don't make any decisions when you are in an emotion. Don't, either good or bad. If you're hyper, don't make a decision. And if you're low, don't make a decision either. Allow yourself to like step through these emotions or step aside of them and have some like peace and quiet before you make a decision, because there are some decisions coming this week, and I want you to make the best decision for you and your life without the emotional. It's almost like a filter, and it's not beneficial, this filter. Emotional decisions are usually not the best. So allow yourself to decide in peace and silence, and allow yourself to surf these waves of life and enjoy the ride. I wish you a beautiful week. Bye.